Yeah, so I finally got around to watching the Dungeons and Dragons movie, and I got to say, I was totally blown away. It was a very satisfying movie. Ironically, I don't think I should have been as surprised as I was, considering Dungeons and Dragons is a role-playing game, and it's a storytelling game by nature. It's basically improvised storytelling where you represent a character, and I don't know how far I need to explain role-playing games, but yeah, very satisfying movie, which is more rare than I feel like it should be when it comes to movies. And I think what they did so well, other than they got the sort of the mechanics and the experience of being a witness to a role playing game or an audience member to a role playing game, the quests and the side quests, and you have to do this before you can do this, and ABC, that kind of stuff, is the difference between plot and story. The plot is what everybody talks about. It's literally what happens in a scene or in a movie. This happens and then this happens and this happens. But the story is really the connecting stuff that's so important, because if you just have plot for plot's sake, then you can, have characters not even be there and maybe the plot is still the same. So is that a story? I would argue at least not a satisfying story. Or if you're in a situation where you could take a character out of the story and the plot would still be the same and put a different character in, then it's still not satisfying. And so what Dungeons and Dragons does so well, and what a lot of movies do well and a lot of movies don't, is this idea that story and plot specifically is driven by character emotional choices. And so a character will be in a scene, have an emotional experience, and make a choice that drives the plot forward. And so you have this interconnected chain of character emotion, make a choice, plot drives forward. Character emotion makes a choice, plot drives forward. And so, this. And so it's not just the skeleton of plot, but it's got this, connective tissue of emotional character experiences. And honestly, at least in my experience, the stuff I remember from, books and movies and everything really is the emotional moment, not literally the plot. And so, yeah, credit where credit's due. I think Dungeons and Dragons did a great job of towing the line of, the most famous role-playing game of all time. But more importantly, this idea that characters drive the story forward and their emotional choices are really what's it all comes down to. So, yeah, big fan. Good job. Catch you next time.